Ray-Pec is really homey, feels very connected. It's a big district, but it still has a way of feeling small and intimate, kind of where everybody is always willing to help other people and we share ideas. The district really prioritizes what is best for kids and makes moves to make it happen no matter what.
Our principals in our district office, they want to empower the staff, they want to empower our students. We're always currently keeping up with the research so that we can do what's best for everybody in the district. Our big picture for Ray-Pec is we want kids to love to read.
We started asking ourselves, what is best for kids and how do we grow kids? And if they're not growing, why?
We just knew that we were missing something. We needed something more, and we kept supplementing and adding things.
As an instructional coaching team, as an academic services team, my building leaders, my teacher leaders, we were all kind of in our own way journeying with what is the science of reading. So we started researching.
We really dug down into information and just how do we train our teachers, the science behind teaching a student to learn. And that is where our district started.
So my instructional coaches and I worked with our state regional professional development center that was on this train of science of reading and trying to figure out how to bring it to all teachers statewide. And so we really tapped into them and we said, okay, let's expedite our process. We had to make sure that staff had access to systematic, explicit way to help kids learn to read. That had to happen. And then these other things that locally were super important for us. We needed kids to have voice and choice. We needed learning to be highly relevant. We wanted a ton of knowledge building going into a resource that kids would experience great stories in both literary and in nonfiction. And that's also part of the science of reading. And then from there, what we also know is teachers are going to do great things if they are empowered with the right materials and training and with the right autonomy. We ended up with this adoption of My View, and it honored those things best out of the candidates that our committee had to look at.
Foundational skill activities for students in all grade levels who are building upon their phonemic awareness and their phonics and their vocabulary and word recognition. That all was a part of My View. We really liked the connectivity and how it was very easy to look across the board and say, in this unit, these are our learning targets. And then throughout this resource in our unit is how we're meeting those. But the beautiful thing about My View that really attracted it to us is it helped you connect the dots.
We spend a lot of time talking about the vocabulary, the different meanings of the words, and then the background knowledge, because a lot of these kiddos may not have that same background knowledge. And another thing I love is how it just ties science and social studies together. My kids love it if we're talking about maps, and I'll pull down our classroom map, and my ELL kids love, oh, that's the country I'm from. So then we just have a whole lesson on, geography. And
I think from there, we were like, okay, quickly, we need a professional learning plan that answers the short game and the long game.
At the beginning, we knew that building teachers' competency and power and feeling like they've got this was our number one thing.
That first professional learning day in April was powerful. And then our principals and our coaches, our lead teachers have never stopped supporting through those conversations and their weekly collaborations or their professional learning. We have these collaboration days once a month in our district, and our teachers get to really dive in a longer session. And the science of reading is woven all throughout.
We literally has had a PD on My View at least once a month. And it makes it so much better because things is clicking.
It feels really great to get to be a learner as a teacher. And we knew letters was our next step to give teachers what they were super thirsty for. So we had like 60 teachers who were like, sign me up. Can you please bring letters training to our district? And we did. And it has been so empowering for our teachers.
It was like an aha moment. So now I'm going back into the classroom, using what I learned in letters, implementing that with My View. And the kids is like ecstatic. They love it. And it makes for an easy transition.
Our school district really put time and effort into training teachers and not saying, here you go, here's something brand new, good luck. We lived and breathed My View training, and we continued our science of reading, and we continue that now.
We have teachers who are hugely more informed about science of reading, and that is already translating to what are far more aligned practices in their classrooms. And that is so exciting to walk in and see that. I think we do see some early positive increases in different measures with regards to reading. That is exciting.
Kids are excited. Kids are taking their learning in reading and applying it across the board and saying, this is something that's really interesting. I care about this. It's really great K-5 that it builds upon each other. And that fourth grade can have conversations with kindergarten about their common overlapping essential questions and how we can build that within our school.
Our kiddos that came to us this year from kindergarten, we were all just astounded by what they could already do coming into first grade. After already having 1 year, their decoding skills, their writing skills. We were amazed with their writing. Like, we usually have kiddos coming in not wanting to write, crying, and we couldn't get them to stop writing from day one. And they were writing so much. So yeah, we love that.
The successes that I'm seeing just individually with the students, in the beginning, I've had some students who wouldn't even participate because they were nervous or they weren't strong in reading out loud. Those students now, I can't get them to keep their hand down. They're always wanting to read out loud. They're always wanting to participate. They always want to input what they found or, what their partner talked about.
The more we can help them with real relevance, not just like, you're going to need this in life, but to show them and to let them immerse themselves in that is pretty powerful, especially when they're seeing my reading and writing experiences help me with that. I think that connection to how reading and writing literacy makes those opportunities even more accessible, successful, and all that. There's a real purpose there. And I think our kids have really enjoyed that. And I think our teachers too.